Hello, friends. Welcome back again. My name's Justin. Just kind of sharing my journey through trying to work through some difficult times in my life, share some things that I think might help with you guys, and just some tips that I'm learning. So, in the first video that I released, I talked about how I was doing some things, some small things that I had never really done before, some things that I've tried in the past that have worked for me. That included cold exposure, it includes meditation, it includes going to therapy, talking with a professional. That has definitely helped me a lot. And one of the things that I didn't always do, because I kind of thought that it was a little cliche, not that any of the other ones don't feel a little cliche when you first start doing them. They are all worth it, by the way. But the one that really was tough for me to get into and be consistent with was journaling. And I think it's because, when you hear the word journaling, you feel like you have to it's all about sitting down and just writing out as much as you possibly can and articulating your words perfectly on the page and writing for 15, 20 minutes, filling pages and pages. And it's really not that. Journaling, at least for me, has kind of become more of just a way to get out those last few exasperating feelings at the end of the day, to help me relax a little bit more before I go to bed, help me kind of understand the progress that I have made throughout the day with my to-do list and things like that, because sometimes it is tough to really feel like you are making progress going through the day to day. A lot of the things that you do are smaller, um, just like smaller steps that don't really feel like you're making a ton of progress, but then once you actually write them down and you get your feelings about it all on paper and what you've accomplished and things like that, it puts it into a perspective where you're like, oh, I really did, move the needle. I really made progress today. And you can kind of over the weeks and months start to see how your feelings and your emotional states and your mindset really develop as you continue to do these things and reflect about it in your journal. So I wanted to show the journal layout that started for me for everything. It's very simple. So I got this from someone on Instagram. I'll have to see if I can find the post again. I'm pretty sure I have it saved, but I would like to link to them because they're the ones that supplied me with this, and it has really helped me a lot. So I start off with the month in this page here. This is just a basic A5 bullet journal. And then I have numbers 1 through 30 or 1 through 31, however many days in the month there are. And what this side is for specifically is just a quick one sentence reflection of the day before, or what I will do at the end of the day before I go to bed. And then over here I have my daily non-negotiable habits. So for me, I'm very big into fitness and stuff, so I track my daily weight if I'm in a cut or if I'm bulking to make sure that I'm still making progress that way. My daily non-negotiables are I have to get some kind of physical activity in, whether it be working out, which I'll do 5 times a week, or going for like a 30-minute walk on my rest days and maybe doing a little bit of yoga or something like that. I try to do 30 to 45 seconds of cold exposure first thing every morning. It helps me out a lot. Tracking my macros, again, I'm very into fitness, and sometimes when I'm cutting or bulking, I just need to make sure that I'm entering everything throughout the day, because it doesn't really do you any good if not. Meditation, I will do, just 5 minutes before bed, just to kind of wind everything down and regroup. Sometimes I will switch this out with breath work kind of in the middle of the day. If I'm feeling really anxious, I'll do box breathing or 4-7-8 or anything like that, just to kind of like calm me down and recenter me. Just a quick 5 minutes. It's nothing crazy. It does help. It sounds, again, cliche, but it definitely helps. Journaling there, and then reading. For me, I put 10 plus pages. This can be 5. This can be a time duration. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want. I just prefer to read a little bit before going to bed rather than staring at screens. And the last one just says primary task. So every day I will set one primary task. I call them quests because I'm a big nerd. I like to play video games and stuff, and so it makes it a little bit more fun for me, but it just makes sure that I am moving the needle even just a little bit. So even if I even if I have 3, 4, 5 things on my to-do list for the day, I will mark one that is the most important, that I believe will move the needle the furthest forward and help me make the most progress. As long as I get that one done that day, I will try to not allow myself to feel guilty about not getting the rest of them done. It's hard. I constantly feel like I have to be working on something throughout the entire day. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not making progress. But in an effort to kind of release that feeling of being alert and like just in that kind of anxious, high cortisol mode all the time, I have made a deal with myself where as long as I get my priority task done, it is okay if I feel like I need a break for the rest of the day. Now, that's not to say that I will write off the entire day every day after I get my priority task done. I will still make sure that I can try, but if there is just some days where I'm not feeling 100%, maybe all that I can give that day is 50%. As long as I get that one done, I know that I have made progress. And the very last one here is just a sleep tracker. This I actually use as kind of like a bar graph. So I'll go to the day, and then each square is like 2 hours. So it goes up to 10 hours of sleep. And I will just mark a dot, and then I will connect it with the dot that follows behind it and kind of fill it in as I go. So I can see kind of a trend in my sleep pattern for how many hours of sleep I got each night. That's how it all started, and now it's kind of evolved to, with my journaling, I've started relying on AI a lot just to kind of figure something out. Some people find it helpful to have the same journal prompts every night, like, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? What can I change to make tomorrow more successful or just, feel better? For me, I tried that a little bit. It didn't really click with me. So I decided to try maybe journaling like different prompts every night or every other night. And, I initially just start with like how I'm feeling, just like what am I holding on to? Where am I feeling those feelings in my body and things like that? And as you kind of write that and release it, you can feel it move out of your body, and you have this feeling of relief and calmness, and like you have let go of some things, and it's this weight that's gone. And I think it all comes back to that saying, it's more for like keeping track of your productivity ideas and stuff, but the brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. And if you're not expressing these feelings and stuff in some sort of way, whether it be writing it down or working out or telling someone else about it or anything like that, your body and your mind are just kind of holding on to these. And so when you finally do it, you feel this relief. And again, it sounds cliche, but it has really helped me. And it gives you a bunch of introspection and helps you kind of really understand where you're at and see the progress that you're making. So, it's one of those things that I can't really recommend enough. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, I can't write that much, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I don't do like a physical pen and paper all the time. I feel that it helps me the most. But some nights, there are just nights where I'm super tired, or, I'm feeling kind of lazy, and I'll just bust out, either Google Docs or the Notes app on my phone, and I'll just write it out there. Sometimes I'll even share it with ChatGPT and get kind of some feedback. And, it's a little bit biased because I'm the one that's feeding it into ChatGPT. I'm the one who's talking to it, but it does kind of feel like you're talking to a friend sometimes. And that's another thing. I will send some of these journal prompts and my ideas after I write them out to some of my friends and hear what they have to say about it. It's scary and it's kind of tough to do at first, but you kind of start to realize that a lot of people are going through the same things, and they can benefit from these journal prompts and benefit from seeing other people be vulnerable, not in like a woe is me kind of state, but just like you're putting in the work, you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open up, but you're still moving forward. So again, I think that among all of the habits that I have picked up, journaling and honestly breath work / meditation, they might be the top 3 that have really helped keep me grounded and help keep me centered. So try it out. Let me know what you think. If you guys have any journal prompts, please feel free to share them. I appreciate you guys tuning in and just listening to me ramble. So thank you and have a good day.